You know, you get those days where you just shouldn't be working. We end up getting the wrong excavator in. And I actually thought I broke my nose. You know what? Something's gonna happen.
It was actually taller than this guy beside it. And just a small nudge. And yeah, the whole top came down on top of the excavator.
Good morning. So we are day 4. Michaela's just putting on her chaps, and we were just about to get started. And we didn't close out yesterday. We had a a rough day yesterday. So as I mentioned, I went to bed or finished working about 1:30 the night prior, and then had a hard time sleeping. Didn't sleep well. Was really tired. And you know, you get those days where you just shouldn't be working because you're tired. Well, that was one of those days yesterday. And so we started out with black fly in the eye. That was interesting. Took us, what, 15 minutes for me to get out of my eye. And so that was interesting. That's normal though. That's a normal occurrence here. But which is why we usually have the sunglasses or some sort of thing on while we're working, so we keep them out of our eyes. Anyways, so after that we got working. Michaela didn't have her chainsaw. It was having problems last year, and I started to rebuild it this year. Tried to order some parts and ordered a clutch, and they looked at the clutch and they said that it was still good. So they said bring it in and they'll have a look at it. And so I said okay, but we just didn't have time to do it. So we were here yesterday working on this. And the problem being that when we went to start the season, we were actually supposed to start a week prior, and we ended up getting the wrong excavator in, which delayed us. So that threw our whole schedule off. But this job was also booked, and it was booked with multiple pieces of equipment. So we had to still make sure that we came in to do this job first. So we put the other job on hold, which we are going to go to after this. And we got started on the Friday, which is, as you guys saw, where we opened this up and brought in the driveway, put the culvert in, built it up, the whole thing. So fast forward to yesterday, was the first day with the chipper. We only actually have it for 2 days, and then it has to go back tonight, and then we get it back on Monday. So I was trying to be as efficient and effective as possible and make sure that we got as much done as we could in the chipper. So as you guys saw yesterday, we were trying to feed it with the excavator too to try and speed up some of the process, and Michaela not having her saw really put a damper on things because we couldn't cut roots off and stuff like that. So I was trying to break them. Anyways, in amongst everything that happened, I don't know if we ended up getting it on camera, but I went to pick up some pieces here out of just being tired, frustrated, the whole thing. And when I picked up a piece, there was actually another piece of wood across it. And as I picked it up, it just came up and it smashed me in the face. And I actually thought I broke my nose. And Michaela wasn't even looking, so she was looking the other way. So when she turned around, I had blood pouring down my face, the whole thing. So we ended up getting that under control, and we worked for a little more. And there's just sometimes that you have to make a proper call and say that, you know what, something's going to happen that could be a lot worse than a bloody nose, because I'm tired, she was tired, and it was just time to make a call. So as I mentioned too, we had that storm that ripped through 2 days ago, and we have been getting non-stop calls for cleanup. So there was somebody that had sent during the day yesterday an inquiry, and it was just a small tree. So I said to Michaela, let's pack up, call it a day before somebody gets hurt, and let's finish off on a high note. So we went and cleaned up that tree yesterday. We didn't get any footage or anything like that. In fact, I don't even know how much footage we got yesterday, so this might actually be a video that's incorporated together. So anyway, so we did that. So we are back out here today, and Michaela has a new addition to her family. You want to show? Watch my...
I just thought about that.
Yeah, that would have been the second time that was going to happen. So what do you got there? Can you reach it?
shiny new one.
Yeah, so as you can see, Michaela's 100 pounds soaking wet, so we had to watch it doesn't hit the wrap. She's really tiny, so we had to make sure that we get her a tiny saw. So we got her a brand new saw to add to her collection.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah.
New blade,
So this is actually her first saw, brand new.
This thing.
And we'll give a quick shout out because they treated us awesome. Big shout out to Mattawa Sports and Marine, and they're always awesome. If you guys are ever in Mattawa and need a good reputable place, go there. So anyways, she got a new saw. She's going to be working with it today. And yeah, so what we're going to do today is I am going to focus on knocking as much as I can out. Now, the idea here is we're supposed to keep some of the hardwood and poplar and stuff. So like you see this is a poplar, there's poplar here, poplar over here too. There's a lot of them, so we don't have to keep them all, but we're gonna have to be strategic in what we keep so they can have some shade too. And then when they decide to build, they'll figure out where everything is going to go, and any trees that are left standing, they'll be able to knock them down once they're ready to dig the foundation. So we got some birch over there. They had a few maples in here too, so we'll make sure that we do that. So we're gonna knock out as much as we can going down this way. Michaela's gonna be focusing on cutting and chipping, and we're gonna see how much progress we can get today. And we'll have to put like the nose guards on. What are you doing? To work with your daughter, right? Anyways, we're gonna get started. So here we go. Michaela is working hard way over there.
All right, well, it is the next day, and I'm here actually solo. Michaela's in school, and so we have no chipper today. So we finished off pretty late last night. The black flies are crazy right now this time of year, so eye protection is a big thing. A couple days ago, I spent like 20 minutes trying to get out a black fly out of my eye. They go for your eyes because of the moisture. Anyways, when we finished last night,
We knocked out a good portion. All these big trees, I left them up for now. There's poplars, a couple maple, and I got a few pines too.
okay, so we property owner stopped by, so we were having a conversation for a little bit. So some time has passed. Anyways, so we measured here now. I don't know if you guys can see that orange over there, but that is where we got to go to. See the orange? Yeah, you can see it right there. And you can kind of see where the excavator is. So we still got quite a ways to go for clearing. So now we know our perimeter, and we're going to start working on that today, start knocking them down. I did talk to them too about these guys here, and they pretty much want them all gone. So those will go last. Because those will have to be processed. We'll have to cut them up, stack them firm in 10-foot sections. So in the meantime, we're going to get going on clearing part of this and see where we end up for today. So here we go.
Alright, so I don't know how much of that you guys caught, but this is the problem that we are now facing in a lot of Northern Ontario communities, which is the spruce trees being very, very brittle now. I've talked about this many times on the channel, we've had spruce budworm infestation come through here. And it comes through usually about every 30 to 40 years, and it takes about 4 to 5 years. They just pass through and they obliterate forests. And the trees still stay standing and they slowly die, and eventually they become super brittle and rotted. And as you saw there, I don't know how much you saw, but I was just hit it and the whole top snapped and came down. And luckily it wasn't the same thing that happened yesterday. Yesterday, I'll play it. I did a little Instagram. It's the only thing I had on me just to show you, or to show the people on Instagram. But it was about a 70-foot spruce tree, and I just touched it with the bucket and the stick, and it just snapped, and about 30 feet of it came right towards me. And this is literally just touching it. And it was about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches thick, 6 to 8 inches thick. And the only thing I could do was try and back up, at the same time swing the boom around enough to where when it came down, it hit it, and it kind of it shattered. And I ended up with a big piece on top of the excavator, but nothing compared to what could have actually happened. But these are the dangers that we actually face all the time doing this now up here. So if you're watching and you're considering clearing your land, and you live either in the area here of Mattawa or Nipissing district, and you do have rotted trees and you get a price from someone, these are some of the things that we take into consideration now, because it damages equipment, it does a lot of things. Now, I know that our equipment, everybody sees, we have a deal with United Rentals, but we are working on some other things too, and we are getting reinforced grates put on them, because it's the only precautionary measure that we can take. There's no special equipment for it. It doesn't matter if it's a big excavator or a small one. We still deal with these dangers. I mean, you could just back up, lightly tap one of those things and not even know, and have one come through either the back window or even the roof if it's big enough. So it's a very scary thing sometimes, because you really have to be cautious with what you're doing. So anyways, I just wanted to add that 2 cents in, because it happened. Hopefully you guys saw high enough to where it came. It kind of landed on the boom, and I kind of balanced it enough that I was able to back up and let it fall gracefully. No issues. So that hole, it goes from there, goes all the way down, all the way over there, snapped and came back. And this is just everyday life now, and we have to deal with it. So yeah, so if you get a quote and you're not sure about the pricing and stuff like that, understand that there are other things that we take into consideration. So let's keep going. Excuse me. Okay, so the battery only has about 19%, so I'm going to do this really quick. So here's a prime example. This tree right here, if you look up how tall it is, it's caught in the trees up there, and this is rotted. So if I was to try and push it this way with the others, that's going to snap and come on me. So I'm going to try and position myself up here, and probably the path of least resistance is going to be to go this way here. So I'm going to hold battery power for a minute, turn you guys off, just fix my area here, and I'm going to try and push it this way, and hopefully we're all good. That's about it's thin, but I would say it's about 70 feet tall. So here we go. Okay, so I positioned you guys differently. I got up as far as I can. I am kind of behind the trees here, so if it does break, it should protect us. So here we go. So it came down. It actually didn't snap, which was good. So we were lucky there. My main concern was being so tall, so thin. If that was to break, that could go any way possible. And yeah. So if you look behind me, I don't know if you can see, but 90% of the stuff is actually dead, which makes it extremely dangerous. So we have to really proceed with caution trying to get this stuff down. And I mean, we're just taking this stuff down right now. I'm making room for all the big ones. All these poplar and everything like that, they now want it to come down. And poplar is just as dangerous on a regular day because all those branches become brittle up there. And when you hit it, they do have potential of coming down too. So again, these are all the things that you don't always see, especially in my videos. I've never thought to show you guys this type of stuff, but these are the things that you really have to be aware of. I've had sometimes pushing poplar where a branch does come down. Luckily it had, knock on wood, it only hit the boom and stuff like that. So but yeah, we got to be very careful with all the stuff that we're doing here. And to be honest with you, I'd rather be in the excavator cab than out there trying to cut them. The reason why we don't cut them is we push them, we use the weight of the tree itself to come down. It pulls the root out at the same time, and then we'll cut the root off, and we are going to dispose of the root, and then obviously process them into 10-foot sections. They're saving them, and yeah, so that's basically what we do here. I know a lot of guys in the US, they like to cut them, and then they're spending hours digging them out. So anyways, battery's almost dead. I'm going to continue thinning out this area first, getting it cleaned up a little bit, and then let's break for lunch and come back with you guys, okay?